What's up everybody, my name is Matt from Morning Hookah. Thanks so much for joining me on today's video, and we are going to be talking about the board from Spire. Spire Hookah is an HMD, which stands for Heat Management Device. This one is intended to be used on top of foil. On the bottom of the Spire forge, it is in fact whole, very ripped out in the middle of it where you can normally see. On other HMDs, there's usually just a flat metal screen on there. And the reason for that is because they don't want any of the ash. I've been using mine primarily with foil. I have not even tried it without foil yet. It does get hot, very, very hot. We'll see that very shortly. I was using 3 charcoal with this. That was a mistake. For me personally, it gets a little bit too hot. So I started using 2 charcoal for the entire session. The way that I'm able to do this is I also use a wind cover, maybe 5 minutes tops. It's like at temperature that I want it to be at, and at which point then I'm able to just take this off and I just rock with 2 coals for the rest of my session. So it's saving me a little bit of charcoal, which is kind of nice as well. Without further ado, let's grab a bowl, let's load some tobacco, and let's talk more about the Spire HMD. So some of the things about Spire as a company as well that I want to mention is that they create many different products, and they've done this for a while. One of the first things that he was creating was actually these mouth tips. I know 3D printed mouth tips are like all the rage, and if you throw a rock, you'll probably hit 4 or 5 of them, but he was doing this a lot longer before anybody else, and he did this awesome idea of exchangeable mouth tips. I always thought this was a great idea, and I still think that it's a good idea too, honestly. But yeah, he's done a lot of different kinds and stuff. Like this is one that I think I got at HEW 2. This is a master ball, obviously. Like, so he does a lot of the different things. But this is where it started from. And then he also created a pipe as well. This is the Wisp, which is 4 years old. All the places that you normally go for smoking hookah and buying accessories and tobacco and hookahs, all that stuff, you can find this sitting right next door to a cloud loaded. And I think it's something that should have your interest, and I want to give you a couple reasons as to why. So I'm about to go and get the charcoal, and when I do that, obviously there's nothing that has like a handle. One way that I've done it a few times is you can actually just grab it from the top part of here. You just grab it like this. It creates a pretty, I feel secure in this lock, and then you use another set of tongs to place the charcoal inside it, or you can set this down. So just so you can see what the 26s actually look like inside of this, that's what they look like. Obviously they are larger charcoal, being 26s, but there's still a little bit of a gap in there. Obviously 26s is large. Not a lot of people make anything larger than a 26. We're gonna go ahead and set this right on top. So there you go, it's sitting right on top of it. I'm gonna take the wind cover, I'm gonna let it warm up for a little while, and then we'll check in with it. All right, so I just took the wind cover off. It took 5 minutes, it took 3 minutes, like nothing at all to warm this bowl up at all. I'm getting great clouds already. And this is 2 coals. And I know a lot of people smoke with 2 coals. That's kind of like their normal smoking habits and stuff like that. I've been smoking with 3 on my Provost for years. Like that's just how I've gone about smoking. And to be able to knock that down from 3 to 2 has just been kind of something unique and different with this HMD that I'm just not used to, honestly. It's just kind of cool in that regard, that I'm still getting the same output of 3 charcoal with the Spire, with the forge, as I would with 3. So I really like, this is the forge. This is something that I think does deserve a look at if you're interested in, I guess I would say maybe 2 or 3 different categories, right? Like one category, if you're interested in getting something that you still want to use with foil, if you enjoy using foil, if you enjoy using the Provost, this is something that I think is worth looking into and getting and trying, because I think you may really like it. It seems like a little bit of an evolution, if you will, of like the Provost as using something on top of foil. And that's what I really like about it. Also, if you're somebody that's interested in dipping your toes into HMDs, you haven't done it quite yet, you've been staring at that Cloud Lotus for a long time, you're not really sure if you're ready for it, this is a really good beginner tool set for that, because it allows you to start learning how to use a device to manage your heat in a way that is different than just using foil. And you still get the benefit of using foil as well, so you're still kind of in that same realm of comfortability that you're able to use it as well. This gets hot. You can see it right now. I have 2 coals in there, and it's smoking fantastic. People have talked about getting the coals out of it to be able to ash them or to change them. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab one out real quick so you can just see it. Yeah, so I mean, you can just pop it out and then you can put it back in. Not any issue or problem at all. So yeah, that's what I do if I need to. Instead of rotating the coals or like flipping them around. Normally I don't do a lot of maintenance with my coals. The coals that I like are coals that I don't need to worry about. I don't want to have to think about charcoal when I'm smoking hookah. So what I'll do a lot of times is I'll rotate the HMD more than I will the actual charcoal themselves. That's just how I go about smoking. That's one of my preferences, how I like to do it. This is the Spire HMD. I think it's definitely worth taking a look at and checking out if it's something you're interested in getting. Let me know down in the comments below, do you have an HMD of choice that you use today? Do you see yourself maybe giving this one a try? Let me know what you have in your collection. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it always. And until next time, guys, well, I'll see you when the smoke clears. Bye.